It is that time of year. And I'm not talking about the holiday season. I'm not talking about the holiday drinks at Starbucks. I'm not talking about all of the Christmas sales and shopping deals. I am talking about seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder. I am a person who struggles with this every year, so I thought this would be the perfect time to go ahead and share with you guys some of my tips and tricks for getting through this difficult time. So let's go ahead and get into it. For me, what seasonal depression typically looks like is a lack of interest in things that I usually enjoy. I usually become a hermit during this time of the season. Like, I don't leave my house. Some cases I don't even leave my room, or more specifically my bed. Yes, literally working from my bed. I don't see a lot of my friends. I have a very low energy. I don't have any motivation. I kind of feel like hopeless. I feel very just essentially very down. And I know it's because, like, a couple of factors for me. It's just like getting dark early. The lack of sunlight is going to start changing, where it's been like, it's not going to be very sunny. And for me, I'm a person who needs the sun. I am a summer baby, and I very much so need my sun. So for me, seasonal depression or SAD hits very sudden at the end of summer. I know, like, September, it's not necessarily cold yet, but it's kind of just like something about summer just seems so much more exciting and freeing and energetic compared to like going into like fall. I start to feel a little bit low. Then getting into those winter months, it just starts to go like just further downhill for me. So some of the things that works for me and what I try to do during this time is keeping a routine. Sometimes I have to change up the routine because of the time of year that it is. And one of those things that's in my routine is going for walks. I am very much so a summer baby. I was born in August. I'm an outdoor girl, but I don't love the cold. I don't mind. I'll suffer through it, but it's not my favorite time. So going for walks is really important for me, to try to get out, get some fresh air, do a little bit of exercising and moving my body, trying to enjoy a little bit of that sun that peeks out when it does peak out. I know that this time of year, usually the sun's not out a whole lot, but I do try to enjoy it when I can. Next is making sure that I'm still exercising. So for me, exercising looks like going to the gym. It looks like going to Pilates, going to yoga, or even doing like some stretches and going for walks at home. Just making sure that I'm moving my body. I work remotely at a desk job, very much so a desk job, where I sit so much. So it's so easy to kind of just let the whole day go by and I haven't moved all day. So for me, it's really important to get up, move my body, and find new ways to move my body, so that way it doesn't seem like a chore. It's something that I'm like excited to do. And so incorporating different types of workouts is something that I do to kind of get me energetic and up and moving. Next, I have to make sure that I have a good sleep schedule. I am very grumpy when I don't get my sleep. I need my 8 hours, like probably more, but I need my sleep. I definitely need my sleep, so I make sure that I give myself enough time in between work and bed to do what I need to get done, spend some time doing some self-care, and then easing into my night routine. I like to make sure I go to bed at a decent hour, so I try to get into bed around 9:30. That way it'll give me some time to kind of read my book or journal before I actually fall asleep, hopefully by 10:30ish. I am a person who likes to get up early, so I can kind of get some things done before I start work, and some days that happens and some days it doesn't. I try not to be super hard on myself because it kind of just throws me out of whack when I am hard on myself, but definitely establishing a new sleep routine during this time is super important for me. Next, I would say I love to have a good diet during this time. I like to try to eat as healthy and clean as I can, so I'm making sure that I'm getting all my greens and my fruits. That way they're loaded with so many vitamins and nutrients, so it kind of helps with making me feel less sluggish. I do notice that when I slip off of my typical diet and eat like a lot more junk food or processed food or fast food or whatever the case is, I do start to slip further into my low energy or low emotions. So I try to be mindful of what I eat. I will say sometimes I do indulge, and I don't make myself feel super bad about it, because sometimes you just want to eat a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, or you want to go to Kava, or whatever your vice is. I just enjoy it in that moment, and then I get back on track. So for me, and making sure I have like a good nutritious diet is very important. I also like to ensure that I have nice comfy foods as well, like my favorite foods. I am a soup girl. I love soup. It's something about being so comforting and warm and homemade. It's something that's like fun for me to make. So I always make sure I incorporate like my cozy meals as well. I like to keep different herbs around, that way I can incorporate them into my everyday life, so like either through teas or tinctures or in my baths as well. So for me, I like to keep lavender around, fresh lavender. I like to keep holy basil around, lemon balm. I like to have like more of my citrus essential oils around, because I know that something about citrus products kind of just boosts my mood so much more. So I like to keep like citrus oils, so like orange or bergamot or lemon, and put them in my diffuser. That way it's kind of like helping like lift my mood, things like that. And then another supplement that I take in the winter months or in the cooler months, because we're not getting as much sunlight, is a vitamin D. So I take mine as a liquid vitamin D. I just kind of add it in my water, or I just take it directly, but it's definitely something that I find is really important, because we usually get all of our vitamin D from the sun, and in the cooler months it's not as much sun out, so I just make sure that I take a nice supplement that I really like. Do your research when trying out different supplements and herbs. Don't just buy whatever you see everyone else is taking or whatever they're recommending at the store. Do your own research, try a couple of things out little by little, see how it's making you feel, and then go from there. But always do your research first. Next, I would say it's really important for me to bring in the joy. Do things that still make me happy. So for me, one of the things that I'm going to try to do this season is spend time with my loved ones and my friends, doing things with them. So like whether that's going out to eat, going bowling, or to the movies, just spending quality time and not like shutting myself out and shutting everyone out that's important to me. Because I do notice that sometimes when I shut people out, it's because I do it, and then for some reason I'm like, why do I feel so like abandoned at this time? But it's really not them, it's me. So this year I'm going to try to schedule out a couple of things with some friends and some family. That way I have some things to look forward to throughout each week, or throughout the months as we're getting through this time. My next recommendation would be to dive into a project. So for me, right now my current project is growing my YouTube channel, and so I'm trying to make plans and like essentially like study, I guess, and make a plan of how I want to grow my channel, or what I want to do with my channel, or my goals for my channel. Another project of mine is just like studying like herbalism and spirituality, and kind of reconnecting with myself. So I find like a couple of those things are important. And then also planning for next year is a nice project for me. I'm moving this year, but I have no idea where I'm moving to, or what I want to do next. And so figuring that out, and figuring out ways that I can learn and explore things that I've always been like of interest of me. So like for me, I want to have a garden, but I don't have a house to grow a garden. So like a project for me would be to learn about growing some of my herbs and stuff indoors. So whether it's an art project or a music project or a DIY project, or I don't know, arts and crafts, whatever your thing is, find a project to dive into to keep you busy, keep your mind stimulated, learn something new. Now that we've reached the end of this video, let me know down in the comments if you're a person who suffers from seasonal depression, seasonal affective disorder, what it looks like for you, what works for you and what doesn't work for you. I'm still navigating this time of year and figuring out what works for me. So let me know down in the comments what you guys recommend, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.